Hello, folks. I'm in a black and white mood today, clothing wise, but you know what? Everything in life is not black and white. There are gray areas. So I'm going to read you something that I wrote in 2019, which was 6 years ago now. And then we're going to discuss an article. Oh, by the way, I want to give props to Roscoe Cat for triggering this, or not triggering, but it's a bad word, inspiring this stream today. Let's get some mood music going too. Guess I should have done that beforehand, and if I don't pay attention, forgive me ahead of time. Giving into the chaos inside, I drift into the void to discover what was once lost, but now, inside, I found the light. Inside the void, the emptiness inside all of us, the gentle voice that calls us, the wondrous symphony of colors, intoxicating euphoric rain feeding the ecstasy of life with a big L. Eyes open once more, I look into the gray. All around me the colors meld together, storm clouds rumble in the distance as lightning tears into the earth's flesh. Power overrides and destruction ensues. I hear the screams inside my head. They've been trapped there for so long, waiting to be heard. Darkness invades my vision. I begin to travel, flying without direction, yet guided on my path. All is calm. Silence echoes in the pitch-black solitude. Tremors invade my body as the cold hands of fear grip my heart. Loneliness. Isolation. Left behind. Fears race like rabbits. Fears race like rats across my mind. Chaos begins to rise up again. Once more I let go. I let the waves carry me along. Instead of fighting against the currents, allow them to flow around you, carrying you along your path, leading you on the path in which you should take. For it is only when we let go that we finally understand what carries us forward. It is only in the darkest hours that we can truly appreciate the light that shines for us. Just a moment, cats. It is only when we have nothing that we can enjoy the water of life with a big L that fuels us forward, propelling us into the future of a better day. Only when we have nothing. But when we have everything, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Not just with our two eyes that are witness to reality, but with our third eye that sees the magic in the world. It is only through faith and belief that we can truly awaken to a new life with a big L. When we accept the faults within ourselves and forgive ourselves, only then can we let go. Judging not ourselves, and therefore no longer out of fear do we judge others. Being fully acceptant of ourselves, we can then begin to love who we are becoming. It is only through this awakening and the process of acceptance, forgiveness, and love can we truly become the divine creations we were originally created to be. Through our metamorphosis and growth are we able to see the beauty within ourselves, which is a reflection of the beauty in nature. For it is from nature that we were plucked out of the ether and formed with love and care. Look upon the life around you. Feel the wind upon your skin. It is the same that flows in and through you with each breath you breathe. Take a moment to enjoy the fragrances around you, realizing that they are a reflection of the pheromones within ourselves. The color of our eyes, some form from the darkest and rich soil, while others are drops of the sky or sea. Still others are that of the trees themselves, changing with the seasons. When we realize that we are mere reflections of that which we are, that which is around us, then we can become better choices. We can make better choices to improve our well-being so that we may be at peace with that which we came from and that in which we are becoming. Like sand slips through your fingers when held too firmly, so too does life slip by when held onto too tightly. The worry, anxiety, sorrow, sickness, these are all ways in which our body tries to tell us to just let go. Stop trying to control life. It is futile. Life will continue despite what we desire it to do. And so I challenge you to just enjoy it. Stop trying to grab life by the horns like some angry bull. Bulls charge anyway, and so too does life continue. Instead of complaining about the lack of hours in a day, slow down and enjoy them. The more we race around like rats in a cage, the more time slips by, and before we realize it, we've lost years off our life. The big L and the little. Slow down. Enjoy the beauty and the chaos that is nature. Stop for just a moment. Breathe in the smells around you. If you can do this, even for a moment, life and the sands there within seems to stop with you. Let go of everything that's weighing you down. There, in that moment, you've frozen time. You stopped to make time, and so too does time pause, even if only for a second. Some say God is chemical. The only way to God is through drugs. Yes and no. If what we've been taught is true, that we were created in the image of God, we can agree on being chemical. We were created in the image of God. We are chemical beings, therefore God is chemical. Nature, we came from nature. Our own bodies create and secrete chemicals every day to allow us to adapt, heal, grow, and interact with not just ourselves, not just each other, but with nature and spirit. Some were born with different chemical makeups. Different levels of chemicals are released into the system we call a body. When these imbalances occur, society has dubbed it not normal or mentally ill. Yet no two flowers are the same. No two rivers flow the same way. Why, therefore, does society demand that all people be normal or balanced? We were born individuals with different chemical makeups so that we are suited for our jobs in life. Bigger than this. Our purpose in the bigger scheme of things. Why then must we become mindless drones marching in a line for a handout we don't even want for these pharmaceutical companies? Be you! Get out of line! Refuse to be anything less than what you were made to be. No one else can be you, and you have a purpose far greater than yourself. Forget what they told you. Forget the flood of information they drilled into us. Take a moment to go back, way back, when you were still innocent. When we had no worries, just calm, blissful, Do you remember when that time existed? Now I want you to take that inner you by the hand. Pull it in real close and whisper in their ear. Did you tell them that everything was going to be okay? One moment. Did you tell them that everything was going to be okay? Lies! Did you whisper that blissful feeling would one day slip away? Sabotage! Or did you simply whisper a reminder to your innermost child saying, you are me. I am you. We are love and we are loved. Do not be afraid. I will not let the world destroy you. Now come forward. But don't let that child slip from your arms. Do not hold on so tightly that you become them again. Just a gentle embrace between the parent in you and the child in you. Every day we may grow, change, age. Sometimes we end up becoming someone we don't even recognize anymore. It's then that we once more drift too distant from our inner child. Who can know the true joy that life has to offer, if not the innocent children? Who else believes in the magic and the fairy tales, if not the innocent ones? If not the innocent and pure hearts, this world would become the nothing that once was before there was magic, music, and art. Before God spoke into existence and said, this darkness sucks, man. Tired of being alone. God said, I want to create something so beautiful. They can call it home. Home is where the heart is. If not for the innocent and pure of heart, this world would become nothing that once was before there was magic, music, and art. That's what brings God joy. The imagination. Because God created all of us out of its own imagination. We would return to the cold, lonely darkness that was the void. The older we become in years, the more we tend to forget about the innocent and the pure hearts we once carried with us. When we stop remembering what it's like to enjoy the little things in life, that's when we allow ourselves to die inside. To be dead inside? Yeah! When that fire inside us that fueled us in our youth begins to fade, it is then that we knock on death's door in anticipation for an answer. When the flames of youth are extinguished, when we have lost all belief in that which is mythical, magical, and mysterious, it is then that we tell ourselves that there's nothing new to be found. That's when we know our innocence is gone. Can we get it back? Can you teach an old dog new tricks? Yeah. Right? Yeah. With the right amount of patience and love, guidance, gentleness, that gentle flame can be reignited and that old dog can become youthful again. It is when we grow cold and bitter that we allow that nothing of disbelief to completely destroy our inner child. It is only when the innocence in us dies that we become like dead souls in the river Styx. We become completely lost when we forget to pause for a moment. Smile. Laugh. Don't allow the river to drown out the magical music of your soul. When the waters start to rise and they threaten to overwhelm you, stay calm. Don't fight. Raise your head and sing at the top of your voice. You are not alone. Listen. All around you are others singing their own heart songs. We all want to survive. Some choose to encourage their inner child to sing, while others try to do it on their own. Stay alive, to live with the big L. This hand, not this hand. We must embrace all aspects of ourselves. Yes, even those we would like to pretend are not there. Fighting ourselves only leads to broken spirits, broken minds, and broken homes. There are far too many of those these days. The world needs more unity. That starts in ourselves. Make a stand to no longer be a statistic. Refuse to be a victim. Stand up for yourself, because no one else will unless you are willing to. Don't let them see your weakness. The darkness feeds off of your weakness. It feeds off your fears. All those tears you've cried, they filled the river in which life is fueled. Yet do not hide from your weaknesses. Embrace them. Love yourselves completely. It is only then, it is only when we move forward to progress further into the light in which truth shall be revealed. It is only when we accept our past, accept the negative, accept the darkness. Everything's not black and white, folks. With that, I have to pause and go check on these little chillins that are supposed to be napping. I hear noise going. All right, we're back. But I am going to pause for a moment to read these messages.
I buy that for $1?
Go, relax. You're not feeling good.
You know what I'm saying now?
No.
I'll do it again. Look, I buy that for $1.
I don't know. My brain.
Cane.
Oh yes, from
C-A-N-E.
yes, from the Carnival Circus. Yes, yes. I forget the name of it. I'm sorry, sweetheart. All right. This is what we are researching today. Let's see if I can drag this out. The screen. So you guys can read it a little better. Okay. This is from research done from an Inner Shift Institute. All right. I should have my screen up so I see what you guys see. Max. I don't want that sound. Alright, I just want this sound. Trixie, you're trying to be tricky, and I don't want you to be tricky on my computer. Thank you, ma'am. Come on, play that music. Play that little lullaby. No copyright infringement there, folks. Let me do this. Is that what I was listening to? Sure. Yeah, that's what I was listening to. Okay. The difference and similarities between MDMA and psilocybin mushrooms assisted therapy. Get my little glasses on so we little teacher here. This was done in August 2023. So this is a couple years old. Let's see. MDMA, I'm just going to read the article and discuss it while we go. How's that? MDMA versus psilocybin-assisted therapy. MDMA and psilocybin are two psychedelic substances. If you don't know MDMA, they're going to tell you it's a drug. And then psilocybin, we're talking about the magic mushrooms. Substances are showing great promises in the field of psychotherapy today. So let's explore the key differences and similarities between using MDMA versus psilocybin in therapy. And the thing that I just read earlier, which again I wrote 6 years ago, it talks about what if God was chemical. These are the differences between two drugs that are, one is chemical. One is man-made chemical versus natural chemical. What is MDMA? And I said earlier as well that my partner kind of inspired me for this stream today. Versus like cause versus effect, or like nature versus nurture, black versus white, black and white, and wherein, right? Then why is it gotta be versus? So MDMA is a synthetic, which is man-made, psychoactive drug that was first synthesized in 1912 by the German pharmaceutical company Merck. However, it wasn't until the 1970s, that MDMA was being used recreationally. In the 1980s, some therapists recognized MDMA's potential to assist in psychotherapy sessions. So, in 1912, it was made by a German pharmaceutical company, and then in 1980s, therapists recognized it. This is like 70 years difference, right? 62. They found that it could help clients open up emotionally and discuss trauma in a meaningful way. However, in 1985, MDMA was made illegal in the US. So this is 5 years after the therapist started using. Now, if you know anything about mating. That time it was the kids screaming. Goodness gracious. Anyway, couldn't do drugs if I wanted to. In 1985, so 5 years after the 1980s. This is why women have ADHD, by the way, so they can keep up with their children and the things that are going on. The madhouse. If you know anything about psychology and therapy, Psychology 101, they teach you that in the 80s, they did a lot of controversial therapies, okay? And a lot of that stuff that happened back then got banned. So, in the 1985, here we go, MDMA was made illegal. What? Spit it out. How about Trixie? Yeah, where is she? No, I made you. Oh yeah, that's right, because they're all my children. Okay. 1985, MDMA was made illegal in the U.S. Despite this, some therapists continued to use it in the underground therapy sessions. Now, after decades of prohibition, MDMA-assisted psychotherapy is back in clinical trials and showing great promises for treatment like PTSD. I'm sweaty. I stink. I'm gonna take my shirt off. What else? Nothing else. Oh, I was gonna grab some deodorant. All right. So, how does MDMA work in the brain? MDMA affects the brain by increasing the activity levels of three neurotransmitters. Three key neurotransmitters: the dopamine, the norepinephrine, and the serotonin. Dopamine contributes to feelings of euphoria and emotional bonding with others. Norepinephrine increases the alertness and the arousal, which of course is the bonding with others. Serotonin enhances mood and feelings of trust and intimacy with others. And importantly, MDMA also decreases activities in the amygdala. The amygdala is responsible for regulating fear and strong emotional reactions. So they give the MDMA to create these euphoric feelings, get them in the mood, increase their alertness, and these feelings of trust and intimacy. But any feelings of fear and strong emotional reactions in a negative manner, they did not. The amygdala is small. MDMA allows clients to revisit traumatic memories without getting overwhelmed by the fear or pain. This created a window where they can process trauma in a calm and emotional engaged state. MDMA calms down the fight and flight mode so that you can directly go to that human trauma and resolve it and look at it and realize that you're an adult now. Deal with it. The fuck? Who says that shit? You're an adult now. Fuck you. You're an adult now. I don't want to be a fucking adult, okay? Part of my brain wants to always be a kid because I know that only the kids get in. What are magic mushrooms? Psilocybin. Psilocybin is the natural occurring psychedelic compound food in certain species of mushrooms, not all mushrooms, just some, often referred to as magic mushrooms. Magic mushrooms have an ancient history of ceremonial and therapeutic use by indigenous cultures across the globe. So you guys know that I'm all about the ganj, because it's spiritual and awakening and whatever, and it's worldwide. So are magic mushrooms. In 1960s, the psilocybin research was undertaken at Harvard and other major universities. This predates the MDMA. Remind you, MDMA, 1980s. Here's the 1960s. The 60s, man, the hippies. However, Once it became associated with the counterculture movement, the hippies, it was made illegal in the 70s. Okay. After decades of being banned, scientists have once again begun studying psilocybin as a treatment for depression, anxiety, addiction, and more. So MDMA was PTSD, psilocybin mushrooms helps with depression, anxiety, addiction, and more. If we were drawing a little chart here. How does psilocybin work in the brain? Right. When psilocybin mushrooms are ingested, psilocybin is broken down into an active compound, silicon. Silicon, okay, remember also, that was the other traits. MDMA is synthetic, man-made. Mushrooms are natural. Silicon acts on the serotonin receptors in the brain and induces the psychedelic state of consciousness. Some key effects of psilocybin include the altered sense perception, altered state with the MDMA, visions, or synesthesia. So, like, they think they got visions from God, right? This is why they used it in the culture. Mythical states of oneness. Mystical states, not mythical. Mystical states of oneness. This is why the government didn't like psilocybin mushrooms, because they realized that to be one with God, man. Emotional release. This allowed people to feel those negative emotions, but it allowed them to release them in a healthy way. And a novel perspective on life situations. Like, wow, we are so small in compared to these big things. Psilocybin will also make you feel that it is much easier to feel your emotions without resistance. Remember that dampening brain activity like I always want to call it EMD or EMT or whatever. Rather than dampening brain activity like MDMA does, psilocybin amplifies brain connectivity across the region. This allows people to access paths of their psyche that are normally segregated. So, like, MDMA kind of tells your brain, no, these are bad feelings. You can't feel them. Whereas mushroom says, yo, it's okay to feel them, bro. All emotions are good emotions. We just gotta chill. So, key differences between MDMA versus psilocybin. Now that we've covered the basics of how each one works, let's compare some of the key differences between MDMA-assisted therapy versus psilocybin-assisted therapy. Now, in the settings, here's what they said. MDMA should be administered in a therapist's office with eye shades and music. So, no light, fancy music. The client mostly focuses inward on self. Self-realization. Psilocybin can take place outdoors in nature, at a retreat center, or in a therapist's office. Music or silent meditation goes on, but there's more interaction with the therapist and the guides because they're there to guide you, man. So during the duration, MDMA usually lasts 4 to 6 hours when ingested. After it's ingested, where in therapy sessions typically last 8 hours because they want to know after the trip how you feel. Psilocybin effects last 4 to 6 hours the same, but the sessions are usually shorter. They're around 5 hours. Not even the full 6 hours. Like, you're tripping, you're okay, you're coming down, go home. The mythical effects. Mystical. Why do I always do that? Mythical and mystical. Because it comes from the same world. Mystical effects. MDMA, no visions, no hallucinations. There's a sense of closeness. There's a sense of closeness with others, but there's no visual hallucinations. With psilocybin, you get the full psychedelic visual. Psychedelic visuals are common. Okay. Trying to read these notes, doctor notes, as a real person is kind of hard sometimes. So with psilocybin mushrooms, you get the full psychedelic visions. You could, like, see colors tripping. You can see people walking through the door that aren't there. The walls melting. You've seen those, okay? The mystical state of oneness is with the universe. So MDMA is with others. Psilocybin is more with nature and the universe. MDMA, emotional experience. MDMA is feelings of trust, empathy, love, reduced fear, and anxiety. We went through this already. Psilocybin is more unpredictable emotional range, but you feel joy, sadness, fear are possible, but they're unpredictable. Okay. MDMA, again, remember, was made by a pharmaceutical company. Thank you. Sometimes we don't always get along. Pharmaceutical company. So they knew exactly what they wanted. So they went through these. We want to make them feel this way, but not this way. Okay, so we're going to splice this gene here. And where did they get these things? They got these things, these chemicals from nature, man. Why couldn't we just go back to nature? So psilocybin, they can't be predicted because they're not man-made to get the man-made results. Memory recall in MDMA allows trauma memories to be revisited without the distress, without the strong negative emotions, where psilocybin, you may spontaneously bring up repressed memories through visions. Did you just bark like a dog? Yeah, you do that though. Therapeutic approach. That's where we're at. MDMA, they talk therapy. A lot of talk. Because talk means money. Talk means money. Got a lot of talk? Give me your money. Psilocybin, less talk therapy. More inner exploration, spiritual connection, just like therapy. Therapists provide gentle guidance. It's like, so you're tripping. Imagine that you're having these assisted therapies done. The MDMA is like, talk to me. Tell me what you want. Tell me what is going on. Whereas psilocybin, the magic mushrooms, they're like, okay, just relax. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. They're going crazy. Well, talk to me. Tell me what's going on. What are the voices telling you to do? Just, go down the little path where the turtle is telling you to go. Whatever. Fear response. Okay. And MDMA is there's a decreased amygdala. Remember, they wanted to decrease that. So the activation reduces fear and anxiety. Where psilocybin may temporarily increase anxiety as unconscious material emerges. So once, if you're diving down deep and you're like, oh shit, I was touched when I was 4. What the fuck? What? You're gonna have some strong emotions with that memory. And your brain is saying those emotions are okay, man. So loud. MDMA therapy is the gentler approach, just because it's guided and it doesn't allow those negative fears to come in. And psilocybin therapy is a more spiritual approach. You want to be with nature. You want to be, connected with that which made us, not with, well, man says you want to feel good, honey. I'll make you feel good without ever having to feel bad. Spiritual is saying, hey, you want to enjoy the good? There's some bad too, though. But it led to that good. Key similarities between MDMA and psilocybin. Oh, wait. While they have differences, MDMA and psilocybin-assisted therapies also share some important similarities. We went through all this. So all this is key. We already discussed it as we were reading. Both substances induce an enhanced state of introspection and emotional openness. Both help release repressed emotions and memories. How do I have a hair? I don't even have hair, yo. Okay. I'll take it off. Thanks. Come on. Let me sideways. I got an eyebrow hair. Not even an eyebrow hair. It's like an eyelash. What? Okay. Both can provide a new perspective on past traumatic events. And both take place in therapeutic settings with preparation and integration for this institute. Yes, but not always. Tell you not always. Both involve developing a close therapeutic alliance with the guides and the therapists. Well, yes, but in psilocybin's case, the guide is God, and God provides and will guide and through the people and whatnot, spiritual. Additionally, some key benefits of MDMA and psilocybin therapy. This is reduced symptoms of PTSD, depression, anxiety, increased sense of meaning. Of course, MDMA took the good things. Anyway, improved quality of life and relationships, lasting personality changes, and growth. I think both are amazing health substances, and I would say maybe if you have PTSD, MDMA may feel safer for you. No shit, they took away the bad emotions. And it's easier for you because when you're in PTSD, that fight and flight mode is activated all the time. So it will give you that feeling of, finally, I can just relax for a moment on MDMA, and it will be very easy for you to get into childhood trauma. Hey, bye, Felicia. Felicia, please. No shit, we know that. Go away. Who is MDMA therapy best for? MDMA-assisted psychotherapy seems especially well suited for treating PTSD. That's it. Whereas mushrooms treats anxiety, depression, PTSD, and so much more. I'm not an advocate. I'm too old or whatever. It's not legal. Anyway. MDMA-assisted psychotherapy seems especially well suited for treating PTSD. We already read that. Okay. By lowering activity in the amygdala, MDMA provides a window where those PTSD can process traumatic memories without being re-traumatized. For many suffering from PTSD, MDMA may offer the first opportunity to really heal from past trauma. Additionally, MDMA therapy can help with anxiety disorder, emotional blocks, couples and therapies, end-of-life anxiety. Because it takes all the bad feelings and says I'm just gonna throw it out the window. They don't matter. However, for those currently struggling with severe depression or suicidal thoughts, caution is warranted with MDMA. Suicidal thoughts, severe depression. Why? MDMA doesn't work. The come down after the MDMA experience can exacerbate depression temporarily. Professional medical guidance should be sought first. Who is psilocybin-assisted therapy best for? This is the magic mushrooms, folks. Research has found that psilocybin therapy to be remarkably effective for treating major depression, anxiety, especially in those resistant to other treatments. The mystical state of consciousness and shifts in perspective induced by psilocybin can lead to lasting increases in openness and optimism. Let's slow down, okay? The mystical state of consciousness and shifts in perspective induced by psilocybin can lead to lasting increases in one. Weird. Okay. Lead to lasting increases in openness and optimism. Basically, they're saying that the shifts in perspectives can lead you to say better things in life. Be more open and optimistic. This mechanism of action makes it well suited for overcoming the pessimism associated with depression. Psilocybin therapy can help with obsessive compulsive disorder, eating disorders, cluster headaches, demoralization in terminal illness, and PTSD. What MDMA helps with anxiety disorders, emotional blocks, couples therapy, end-of-life anxiety. Versus magic mushrooms, obsessive compulsive disorder. Because they say, yo, it's okay, man. You don't gotta obsess about it. Be chill. Eating disorder. Why you gotta eat all the time, bro? There's food for everyone. You just gotta share. Or the not eating. That's usually what it is. They don't want to eat because they think they're fat. That's not an eating disorder. When I think of an eating disorder, I think they eat too much. Okay? Eating disorder is now, man has labeled it. They either eat too much or they don't eat enough. That's a body image problem. Cluster headaches, demoralization. We already went over this. So way more than the other guys. Oh, and PTSD. However, those with underlying psychotic disorders or schizophrenia should avoid psilocybin due to the risk of exacerbation. Duh! Schizophrenia. I hear things that aren't there already. Why would you take something that makes you see and hear stuff even more? What?
I'm going to do 4 classes. Wanna know why? I'm going to unlock the frog pet in Big Scary. Wanna know what level that is? The level I almost had a heart attack to. The hospital level.
Oh no.
Number 1.
Well, if you were in the hospital level when you had a heart attack, then whatever it would be, right? You're in the right place. Sorry. Keep going.
No, because you have to. Oh, okay. I find in this video how to unlock the frog pet. I finally know how to do it. You have to type in the codes on the screen. So 99 something something.
Well, if you can do 4 classes to do that, that's great. Thank you for deciding that you are well enough.
I never went to level 11 again, and now I'm going to hopefully not level 1 heart attack.
I don't think you'll have any of those, trust. How to get psilocybin. Wait. Yes. If you're already seeing shit, why would you take stuff that would make you see it worse?
There you go. Are you calling someone?
No, I'm on stream. I'm teaching people. And I gotta fix my blanket because it's all tucked down.
Can I show them tricks?
They've seen Trixie. Literally, I've had 400 videos. Go do your work or go lay down. No, you don't have a hamster yet. Not yet. His name is Gerald. No, whatever. Stop screwing with me. How to get psilocybin or MDMA therapy. At present, the options are getting... I'll be right back. This is why, if you have kids, you can't do shit fun, by the way. So how the fuck? Anyway, finish the article. How to get the treatment, integrated experience. And in conclusion, as you can see, babies are waking up in the evening. It's not even afternoon. Their nap should not be over. I'll let you guys go. Peace be with you. Blessings unto you.